Chapter 42. Our Daily Food. Whenever the soul demands material food for her body, and such is handed to her, she also therewith always receives a legion of liberated and still evil and impure spirits into her body, which then must aid her in the ongoing body-building process. The spirits gradually seize one another, soon forming their own souls, intelligent after their kind. After raising themselves to such level, they abandon the soul, as authorized possessor of the body, starting to make such arrangements within the body as will suit their imagined well-being. With such spirits once reaching a high degree of imagined well-being, as is easily the case with rapacious souls within young bodies, then one or the other phenomenon can and must make its appearance with such children. The foreign matter must be cast out through either an appropriate illness, unless it is intended to let the child go over into virtual spirit possession, or in order to not torment some weaker child's soul too much, one allows a soul to live on wretchedly within such half-foreign body until a certain time, to then cause it, through instruction either by the external or internal spirit world, to bring it to a level of insight where in the end it voluntarily starts to drive out her parasites through fasting and all sorts of other self-deprivations. Or, where the parasites are too stubborn, one takes the whole body away and then develops such a soul in another world for life eternal. Such cause also underlies the occasionally early physical death of the child, so bitter for the parents. Therefore, especially parents of terrestrial wealth should be particularly concerned about their children obtaining the appropriate external food. If the mother eats unclean foods, as prescribed through Moses, then the mother should not breastfeed the child, but let it be breastfed by someone eating clean food, or she shall have much trouble with the child. For this reason, since Abraham, and mainly through Moses, the clean animals and fruits were prescribed to the Jews, and all who kept such commandments conscientiously never had sick children, and achieved ripe old age, dying from old age feebleness. In the present time, however, when one makes a grab for even the most exotic delicacies, no longer even thinking whether a morsel is clean or unclean, where in some lands almost anything is constantly stuffed into the body that is not either stone or clay, there it is in any case a wonder that blind mankind has not yet sunk back into the animal forms corresponding to what, surely, they already attained in their psyches. If currently children in their first few years already are stricken with all kinds of maladies, then the obvious cause lies in the most inappropriate nutrition, through which a multitude of evil and unclean spirits are conveyed into the body, which not seldom has to be completely removed for the good of the soul. And therefore, nothing but inexcusable parental blindness alone is responsible for the early physical death of the child, because such parents would rather follow anything than the divine advice in the Holy Book. See, through my angels I undertake an annual thinning out of all fruit trees, from whose fruit men feed, upon which no apple, pear, or fruit of any kind whatsoever must ripen, within which during flowering some unclean spirit has settled in up to the fruit stage. And such fruit is cast down from the tree or bush while still completely unripe. Similar care is taken with all types of grains and plants destined for human consumption. But blind man not only does not recognize this, but, akin to a polyp, eats everything that seems a titbit to him. Any wonder that he soon gets sick, sluggish, toilsome, crippled, and therefore miserable through and through? Therefore, also all varieties of so-called potatoes are more than bad, especially for children and breastfeeding nannies, as also for pregnant women, even while coffee is worse still. But blindness sees nothing, avidly consuming both for the pleasant flavour. But children get physically miserable, and in the end, the woman and the man. This does not concern the blind. Does he not consume poisons far worse? Why shouldn't he eat these two lesser forms of poison? But I intend to once again advise the foods congenial for man's consumption. If he will heed same, he shall get well, be well, and stay well. However, if he does not heed same, then he shall also be ruined, like the savage beast in the desert. But now an end of this most essential explanation, and therefore I return to the main theme.